Greetings, code traders. It is Tuesday, January 8th, 2019. I'm here back to trading again. And I am going to be showing the code 3 for the oil market. I'm currently watching 5 different markets right now. I'm watching the oil market, CL. I'm watching the Emini, the ES, the Nasdaq, the NQ, the Russell 2000, the RTY, and the Mini Dow, the YM, and they all appear to be doing better with the code 3 than the oil market does. The oil market does well with the code 2, and you can also use it on the code 3, of course, but it's just that many times the oil market seems to be a bit choppy, whereas the other ones will be moving pretty good. But I'm going to demonstrate code 3 first on the oil market, and then I'll do it for the rest of the markets, or all 5 of them, let's put it that way. You can trade it on virtually anything. Different traders have said palladium, all different kinds of stuff. Works on virtually everything. Actually, it works on everything. Okay, I'm about to get a signal here. Looks like it's going to be a long entry. I'll be right back. I'm going to take an entry. Okay, I've taken a long entry. We actually have 2 code 3 long entries back to back. So they both got triggered at the same time. I've got to stop on this down to 49.01, and actually technically should be able to move that on the most recent code 3. I'll be right back. Also keep in mind here, we have 2 back-to-back code 3 long entries. So if this were to be wrong, both code 3s would have to be wrong. So very strong trade. And also I can adjust the stop here, but it's only it's only saving 10 ticks, but it's still 10 ticks is 10 ticks, right? So I can actually adjust it, which I will do. So what this is going to be here is you have 2 code 3 entries going in the same direction triggered at the same time. Which stop do you use? You use the most recent one. You always do that, no matter whether it's the entry or the stop or whatever. You always give the most recent code the preference at all times. Only until it shows that it's a losing code would you not listen to what it says anymore. Otherwise, you always follow the most recent code. If another one comes along and it says go to different direction, by all means go in a different direction. Always go by the most recent code. Look at it through here today, pretty choppy, very, very choppy, but we have 2 code 3 long entries right now, and we almost have a 3rd code 3 long entry here. I think it's about to come. And if it does, it looks like it's going to go and break up this high here and possibly take off on the daily. Might go up and break this other high here and continue to go up. Might get a good move out of it. It's getting a little bit late though, so if it's going to do it, it's going to do it pretty quick. But we'll see. Did it just break? No, just double topped. I'll come back. Okay, we just got another code 3 long signal. So that makes 3 code 3 long signals in a row right there. And it's hardly even moved at all. So the rubber band is tightening, so to speak, and it looks like it's getting ready to make a move. Yep, see? Let's see how much of a move it wants to do here. Broke out of its range. Now we'll see how if it really wants to run. It might really run here. See what happened was we had a code 3 long signal, didn't really go anywhere. Had another code 3 long signal, didn't really go anywhere, and then had a 3rd code 3 long signal just now. And now boom, it's popped. It's gone up. Now, since it's behind, there's 3 code 3 long signals behind it, there's a good chance it's going to run here. So we'll see. I'll be right back. Anyway, we'll see. But you're about to see the incredible power of code 2. I mean code 3, sorry. Code 2 is incredible too. But the beautiful thing about code 3 is that you don't have to just use it on oil. You can use it on everything. Whereas the code 2, you only use it on oil. And you're going to see how well it works with all the other instruments. In fact, it works better with at least some of the instruments than oil. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from people on the YM, and in my own testing, that one was the best. I've gotten a lot of good feedback with the ES, the E-mini. A lot of people still like that one a lot. And but you know, actually, I'm looking at all of them at the same time. Each one of them having its own monitor, so I can see it very clearly, all pulled up with, let's say, the 10-minute chart, which is what I have them all pulled up right now. And guess what? They're all moving together. They're all moving at the same time, the same direction. Yeah. So, you know, anyway. The code 3 is working incredibly well on them, and I will demonstrate one instrument at a time. Right now I'm just coming out doing oil, just to show how well the code 3 works on oil, and then we'll go from there and do all the rest of the instruments. But the one thing that you'll see about the code 3, if there's one thing that's really good about it, is that how you don't really see losing much trades at all. And there are a few things that I'm going to add to the rules about the code 3. For instance, I'm going to be speaking a foreign language to a lot of you, especially if you only bought the code 3 and you don't know the other codes. But there's other techniques that you can use, like the halfback technique. It works particularly well with oil. And possibly a few other things that I could come up with that you could use to your advantage with the code 3. Just think about this, all of this chop in here, and I was able to get in and then follow the codes, and all the codes gave long signals, one by one. They're all the code 3s, and then I simply just held it because it was giving long entry, and then boom, look at it, pops. That's the power of using the codes. And I knew it was going to go up long before it ever went up. Now, the code may have given a short entry, and guess what? It would have went down. But that's the beauty of the code, especially the code 3. It's going to give you the right direction. You can use different techniques on it, like the halfback technique works very well, especially with oil. Don't know about the other instruments. I would have to look at them, but from what I see, preliminarily speaking, I'm not so sure that they work so good. That technique would work so good in the other instruments. I have to really study it to know for sure. But they just seem to... Well, let me just save it for actually when I really study it, because they might work on them. You know, that's one thing that I could do, is do the charting for the code 3 and the code 2, even the code 1. Break the code 1 every day and then put that as a part of the charting, because that'll give you a nice couple good solid trades to hit a big amount of contracts with once you've broken the code 1. And the code 2 is very good to track so that you know where the code 2 is going to be, and actually you could use a code 3 entry on a code 2 trade once you know what the code 2 is. So if you're tracking the code 2, you know what the code 2 is, you just use a code 3 entry on the code 2. And actually, you don't have to stop there. Once it goes on, you can just keep using the code 3 the rest of the time on oil until the day basically ends. So let's just say till, well, to the cutoff point where I said in the videos. And you could use it till that point. And it works very well. So that would be good. That would be a good strategy to use, to know what the code 2 is. And the only way to do that is to track it, like in the charting. And then to use a code 3 entry on that, code 3 entry on that code 2 trade. That worked very well for oil. Now for the other instruments, you don't need to do that. You could just simply use the code 3. and it works very, very well on them as well. Okay, still just working with, we have three code 3 signals in place. All of them are long signals. So we're just waiting here for something to happen, basically. But daily looks good. Daily we've broken out. We're in a new territory now. It absolutely has the possibility of making a nice move up here. It could easily do it. Especially considering two things. Number one, how choppy it was and didn't go anywhere. And number two, that we got all the code 3 entries back to back. Now, if you, just like, remember the code 2? If the code 2 was giving back-to-back entries going in a certain direction, what would it usually always do? It would usually always go in that direction in a big way. This is the same thing. If you get back-to-back code 3 entries going in the same direction, what's it usually going to do? Go in that direction in a big way. It's the same exact thing as the code 2, just in a different way. So this thing should pop, should move up quite a bit. I've got an automatic 100-tick exit on it. We'll see how much it wants to move over the next hour. And I might go for more. If it gets to 100 ticks pretty quickly, I might go for 150, maybe even 200. I'll come back. So again, let's look at the daily. When you see you've got code 3 entries, say go long, and you see the daily has broken out, we're going long, we're at the very top of the daily bar for today, and we're at the top of a green bar, and it's broken out the previous bar, and you've got 3 code 3 entries going along, or even just 1 code 3 entry to go long. This is the time for you to say, okay, the math is in my favor here. If it doesn't go anywhere, it comes right back to my entry or whatever, and you don't make any money on it, so be it. That's definitely going to happen. But this is one of those times here where the math is in your favor that you can hit a big trade. So this is not the sort of time for you to say, uh-oh, should I just get out right here? I got 40 ticks, whatever. Should I just get out here and take the money and run? No. It's not the time for that. It's the time to go for it. Time to go for a trade. You may not get it. But if you don't go for them, you'll never get them. And you really need to get them. If you want your account to grow, to really grow, you need to get them. So this needs to be a 100-tick trade right here, or more, 200 ticks. See how it's just chopped up, went a little higher, then went, in the range, but still green bar, and then went higher, and then went higher again. Now it's went higher again already. Has there been a big bar like this except for at the bottom? No. Has there even been a big bar like this one going down? No. Or this one going down? No. Or this one going down? No. Or this one? No. Guess what it's time for? A big bar. If it doesn't happen today, it might happen tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, it'll happen the next day. But I can guarantee you one thing. It's going to happen. And when it does, you don't want to miss them. This is one of those times. The math is in our favor. We don't want to miss it. So go for it. At the same time, follow the code 3. There's no reason for you not to follow it. But if the code 3 keeps giving you long entries, what do? Jump out? No. You'll hold it. Try to hit a nice trade. We can hit an easy 100 ticks here. Decent chance for 150 ticks. Marginally good chance for 100 or 200 ticks. Let's say maybe currently right now we're sitting at about maybe 10% chance of 200 ticks right now, but that would go up considerably if it went up to a 100 tick exit relatively quickly, like within an hour, within half an hour, let's say, or 45 minutes, or even an hour. It would be good. Have a late run. Or it might not go anywhere. Might just come back down again. See how they keep coming back down? Come back down, come back down. It might do the same thing. Might just come back down. But I can guarantee you one of these times it's going to make a move and you don't want to miss it. So the only way not to miss it is to go for them. And guess what? When that big move happens, all you got to do is play the code 3 on the next one. And another big move will happen. And they just scored 2 huge trades in 2 days. Now your account's sitting way up high. Now you have no fear. Now you just use the code 3 and make money. Anyway, I will come back. Okay, I've gotten a code 3 short signal. So I have reversed the position and I am now short. I'll be right back. Okay, it's starting to make a move down here. But you look at it on the daily, and I don't know how far down it's going to go here. You can see the other ones, they just sort of went down a little bit and it ended still green. If this one's going to end still green, similar to the other ones, it's not really going to go down very much. The only way it would go down very much is if it turned red and actually started coming down here. Plus we're running out of time. Already 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, which is like 1 o'clock New York time. So it's already pretty late in the day here. And so it just looks like it's going to be a choppy little day. Not really a whole lot you can do with these kind of days. But if it makes a nice move down, it comes down here and breaks the bottom down here, well, I'll certainly stay in it and look for a nice reversal here for it to go red. But it's pretty late in the day for that to happen. But I could see it could very well happen. So if it starts coming down here pretty good over the next 30 minutes, breaks this low, we'll see what it wants to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to get out somewhere and call it a choppy day. I'll come back. I got a code 3 long signal, so I've reversed and I'm long now. But obviously, it's a very, very choppy day today. Not really worth trading at all, but if it makes a nice 20 tick pop move up or something, I'll jump out and just call it a day. Just looking at all the charts today, the Russell 2000 looks like it's moving really good. I doubt that it's going to go up and break this high up here. We're late in the day here. It's 11 a.m. now, Pacific Standard Time. So it's time to just jump out. So that's what I'm looking to do. Looking to jump out here. Very choppy day today. Okay, we're out right there. But it's just a choppy day today, and it's not likely to do a whole lot. It hasn't done a whole lot the whole day. And the later and later it goes, the less and less likely it gets that it's going to do something. It could have made a late move, but it doesn't appear to want to do that. So it's just a really, really tight day. And to go take a look at it on the daily, very tight days. But just to let all of you oil traders know, I did, of course, break the code on the oil market and all the other markets. And I've been trading oil since 2009, so what, 10 years now. And I'm just telling you that there is a very, very high likelihood that sometime very soon, any day now, it's going to make a big move up. I mean like a big move. Like a 300, 400 tick move up. And it's going to happen any day. You'll be able to use the code 3 on that day and make a lot of money, a lot of ticks. And the beautiful thing is, all you got to do is just follow the code 3. Because as it goes up, you'll just keep getting code 3 long entries over and over and over again. So it'll make it really, 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 really easy. And this thing's so choppy. It's very, very choppy out there. But even in a choppy market, I was able to make something with the code 3. But yeah, it's really, really choppy. But don't worry, it'll open up. And when it does, it's going to get fun. I can't wait for it to really move higher here, and then it'll follow with some more big moves, possibly come down after that, or just keep on going. It may keep on going for a bit. May come all the way back up to here at least, up to 60, let's say. And zoom out on the daily a little bit more. Yeah, what's that? I'd say it would come all the way back up here to about 63 or so, at least. And then possibly come back down or keep on going. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it just kept on going and broke the high up here sometime, you know, maybe, I don't know, this coming summer, and broke the high up here. So my point is watch out for it to get really, really bullish and start to make some big moves up. You don't want to miss these moves back up again because they're going to be big just like the moves down. Code 3 will be all over it. So make it very easy. Okay, it is really late to me. It's 2 a.m. here, 2 a.m. in the morning, already Wednesday, January 9th, and out here in Thailand. So it's late for me. I'm going to get going, and I'll be back tomorrow for some more trading, and we'll see how the Code 3 handles the news tomorrow, and I'll take it. And probably next week I'm going to switch switch instruments, and I'm not sure what I'll do. Maybe the the E-mini, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, followed probably by the ES, the E-mini S&P, and then we'll go on to perhaps the Russell 2000 and then the Nasdaq. But they're all pretty much the same. The only difference I see so far is that the Code 3 works better on the other instruments than it does on oil. Code 2 actually works better for oil, except for if oil has a really big day, then the Code 3 can be very beneficial because it can actually help to make you more ticks than the Code 2 can. Okay, I'm going to get going. Hope all of you are doing well and learning, and just realize that we're in a very, very tight market. It will open up. Just give it. It might stay tight the rest of the week. Probably not, though. It's going to open up any day. And then when it does, it'll start to get a lot of fun. Okay, I'll see all of you for tomorrow's trading. Happy trading out there, everybody.